What's up, guys? My name is Pete, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Phipps Tips. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at the overall market. We're going to check out its top performers. We'll have a look at the biggest winners of the day and the biggest losers of the day. We got a couple of news articles to go over today, guys. South Africa's got a kidnapping with a Bitcoin ransom, and a Nobel Prize winning gentleman equates Bitcoin to other failed currencies. Then we're going to wrap it all up with a technical analysis on Bitcoin. All that and more coming up, guys. Stay tuned. We are on CoinMarketCap.com, and the market cap is coming in at $330 billion. With a 24-hour trading volume of $20.6 billion, and Bitcoin dominance checking in at 39.1%. Of our top 5, it is a bloody day today for crypto, guys. Everything is in the red, as Bitcoin is down 8%, Ethereum down 12.5%, Ripple down 10.5%, Bitcoin Cash down nearly 14%, and EOS down nearly 15%. Anything going on against Bitcoin today, guys? Wow. We have dinar coin up against Bitcoin 1,848.47%. That, my friends, is insanity. Skycoin up 26%, Bitcoin Private up 12.92%, Mona Coin up 4.48%, and Monero up nearly 1.5%. Yeah, guys, nothing. The market is dipping pretty hard today, so, I'm surprised we see even this bit of green. But we are going to check out our gainers and losers today. And our top gainers, of course, this dinar coin up 1,691% in 24 hours. Deuterious credit up 77.77%. Docademic up 66.5%. Centurion up 40.91%. And Spread Coin up 20.69% on the day. Our biggest losers of the day, guys: Everest down 55%, DAO.Casino down 50%, PeerGuest down nearly 41%, Experience Points down nearly 41%, and MSD down 40.38%. This dinar coin, guys, I want to check that out here real quick. Let's have a look at their website. And let's see here. They have a wallet. It's something I'm going to have to check into a little bit more as time goes by. But yeah, that is definitely something I want to look into. So, yeah, we're going to move on into our news articles of the day, guys. A kidnapping with ransom being held for Bitcoin. Kind of scary. Stay tuned. South Africa. A gang kidnaps a 13-year-old boy and demands ransom of 15 Bitcoin. The kidnappers of a 13-year-old boy in South Africa have demanded a ransom of 15 Bitcoins, around $120,000 USD, for his release. The Guardian reported Tuesday, May 22nd. Local police stated that on Sunday, May 20th, 3 gang members pulled up in a car near to where the teenager, Kathlego Merritt, was playing with 2 friends close to his home in the town of Witbank. Witnesses said the men dragged him into the vehicle, leaving their ransom note at the scene. The non-negotiable note reportedly threatens to kill the boy if the demands are not met, with the first deadline for payment passing on Monday. Local media quoted Brigadier Leonard Halafi as saying that the family is going through trauma. He is quoted as saying, "They don't even know what Bitcoin is. They're devastated, and you can see they're worried and asking themselves, where's our son?" The Guardian reports that the case is the first ransom demand for crypto in the country's history. Late last year, Pavel Lerner, the managing director of crypto exchange Exmo, was released after a $1 million ransom in Bitcoin was paid to a gang who had abducted him while he was leaving his office in Kiev, Ukraine. That same month, the perpetrator of an attempted package bombing in Germany sent a note via DHL demanding a 10 million euro ransom to be paid in Bitcoin. Bitcoin has also allegedly been an increasingly popular form of ransom demanded by cybercriminals, with widespread fears of high-profile WannaCry ransomware causing companies globally to stockpile the cryptocurrency preemptively last year. Now, what do you think, guys? Do you think this is something that people should be aware of? I mean, being kidnapped for Bitcoin seems a little bit crazy, especially since Bitcoin isn't even a mainstream thing. You know, like the parents of this young child who doesn't even know what a Bitcoin is, how are they supposed to pay what they don't even know exists? Seems kind of crazy to me. But, you know, in this day and age, guys, nothing surprises me anymore, really. I mean, it's just goes to show you how desperate and degenerate humanity is becoming. But that is something for another day entirely. Let me know what you think down in the comments, guys. I mean, I feel bad for this family, and I hope that, you know, everything gets sorted out and they don't have to pay $120,000 for their child's release, and that their local authorities can get this sorted out without, you know, this poor boy meeting a disastrous end. That really sucks. Our second news article of the day, guys, the Nobel-winning economist Robert Shiller equates cryptos to failed currencies. Throughout history, people have tried to reinvent money, and while new investors have created a buzz for some time, none of them have succeeded. Bitcoin and other cryptos are just the latest in a long line of such inventions, according to a renowned American economist and crypto critic Robert Shiller. In a blog post appropriately titled "The Old Allure of New Money," Shiller recounted various instances of which new forms of currency have been invented, including the Cincinnati Time Store of 1827, all of which have faded away after the initial excitement died off. Among the examples Shiller referenced was the invention of the erg, a measure of energy which was proposed to replace the gold-backed dollar during the Great Depression in the 1930s. The proponents of the erg proposed that the economy be run on the basis of energy in order to overcome the burden of unemployment. The erg was short-lived and died off after some of the top scientists of the day disproved its technical foundations. What cryptos and all the previous inventions have in common is a yearning for some kind of revolution in society, Shiller points out in the blog post, which was published on Monday. He is quoted, "The cryptocurrencies are a statement of faith in a new community of entrepreneurial cosmopolitans who hold themselves above national governments, which are viewed as the drivers of a long train of inequality and war." And that's really kind of true, guys. The allure of cryptos lies in their exclusivity. With most people not being able to explain how they work, this creates an aspect of mystery, which is related to the crypto's connection to advanced science. Practically no one outside of computer science departments can explain how cryptocurrencies work. The mystery creates an allure of exclusivity, gives the new money glamour, and fills devotees with revolutionary zeal. None of this is new, and with past monetary innovations, a compelling story may not be enough. Quoting The Social Meaning of Money by Viviana Zeilzer, Shiller writes that despite the common sense idea that a dollar is a dollar, there have been innumerable efforts to create different kinds of money. The recipient of the 2013 Nobel Prize in Economics, Shiller went into detail about how impossible it is to eliminate money. Shiller has previously expressed cynicism towards cryptos, calling them a bubble in an interview with CNBC last month. However, he pointed out that while it is a bubble, it may not burst anytime soon and might be with us for quite a while, even for hundreds of years. While admitting to being mystified by cryptos, he likened them to the tulip mania, attributing their popularity to the fact that they aren't issued by the government. And guys, that is a popular thing that people like to liken crypto to, is the tulip craze back in the day. But it's a story that I think that goes way beyond the merit of the idea. It's more psychological than something that could be explained by the computer science department. Shiller is one of the most highly regarded economists in the world and often appears on lists of the most influential people in global finance. A professor of economics at Yale University, Shiller is most famous for having predicted the housing and dot-com bubbles. So, if you can take away what this guy is saying, if he, predicted the housing bubble and the dot-com bubble, what makes us think that he's wrong about crypto? It is just the opinion of one man versus millions of people who are invested. But again, guys, millions of people were invested back in the 90s in the dot-com craze, and a lot of people lost money. That's just plain and simple. But there were the golden eggs back then, like Amazon, that if you got into that at that time, you are a rich person right now. So what do you think, guys? Do you think that, that crypto is just a fad, that it's just a passing breeze in the night? I personally do not believe that whatsoever. There are too many great ideas coming with the blockchain to, just be discredited by, oh, it's a bubble. If it was a bubble, it would have popped already, guys. I mean, cryptocurrency is nothing new. It's not new at all. It's been around since, like, the economic crash of 2008, like when it was first introduced. So that's 10 years. I mean, how long does it take to pop a bubble, really? All this just tells me, guys, and it reaffirms my original thoughts that crypto and the blockchain are here to stay. And if you honestly believe in these projects and what crypto is wanting to do, then, the market doesn't really matter. It's going to go up eventually. At some point or another, we're going to see a huge boom in crypto. And if you guys are smart, which you are because you're investing in crypto early, I mean, guys, you're just along for the ride until, you're sitting well above everybody else when it comes to things like this. And I honestly believe that, that cryptocurrencies and the blockchain are going to change the way of life for everybody. And that's just how it's going to be, guys. We've seen it in the past with technology. Say 30 years ago, you never would have thought that you'd be able to take your phone with you everywhere you went. Never did you think that, you'd be sitting at a computer talking to somebody on another continent over a little camera. I mean, these ideas just weren't fathomable. So just imagine, guys, what's going to be in the next 30 years when blockchain and crypto actually becomes mainstream. Just something to think about, guys. Just something to think about. We're going to move on to our daily bit of technical analysis, guys. Stay tuned. And here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin versus US dollar day scale using the Bitfinex exchange information as we do every other day. Now, what do we see today? We see more red as Bitcoin took a serious dump yesterday, guys. Serious dump. Losing about $500 in price. We saw from our earlier talk when we went over the market cap that Bitcoin dominance is nearing 40% again. So, there's just meaning that the altcoins are being drained, meaning Bitcoin is being drained. What can we see here, guys? Is there any hope at the end of the tunnel? Let's have a look. We're going to grab our trusty trend line, start at the base of this bottom red candle here, and we're going to draw it back. What do we see, guys? What do we see right away? We see an upward trend. That is exactly what we're looking at here. We're going to draw this trend line back a little bit, get a touch here. We get a touch on this bottom wick here. We get a touch through all this price action here. And we get a touch there as well. And that is our trend line that we're currently on, guys. So what's that telling us? This trend line is telling us that even though we are hitting another low point, that this trend here will act as a bit of resistance for us. Or, I'm sorry, not resistance. It'll act as a bit of support for us. So just in case, we start to test that, that'll be something that we can possibly bounce off of. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to grab another trend line, and we're going to take it from this most recent high that we had, or I shouldn't say high, but the most recent rally. That's the word I want to use, rally. And we're going to draw it back up like this. Actually, what we can do is move it through here like so. Actually, we'll just put it at the top of our highest high. And draw it down through here like this. And as we can see, guys, like we pointed out yesterday, Bitcoin's moving, and we've got maybe a day or two. Actually, what is this showing me? By about the beginning of June, we will see one way or the other what Bitcoin is going to do. Is it going to break like I feel that it's going to do and just drop down in price? I don't know. I would love, absolutely love to see this just rebound and shoot, go way up, making new highs. But guys, I'm not really sure that that's going to be the case. Let's grab a couple of indicators and see what we can see, huh? So, first of all, we're going to grab our volume indicator. Let's see what kind of buying and selling action we've got going on in Bitcoin today. So, let's zoom in here a little bit so we can get a bit better of a picture. And as we can see, guys, red candles. Red candles. And we're in a downtrend on our volume as well. Our buying volume is depleting. As you can see, guys, shorter and shorter and shorter green candles. As the red candles, they too get shorter and shorter, but we've had a spike here which caused our big dip last night. Which, by the way, I don't want to toot, but, on these kind of dips, guys, if, I don't recommend to trade in Bitcoin ever, because of the manipulation that's involved in that market. But because Bitcoin dictates what every other coin in the market does, Now would be a good time for me to tell you guys that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, but this now would be a good time to buy the dip. Because, guys, as I stated earlier, the prices, if you believe in cryptocurrency and you believe in, the projects that these cryptos are backing, then, you should have no fear that we are going to continue in an upward trend, as we see from this bottom trend line. Sure, it looks bad. These red candles are ugly. They are hideous. But the good news is that we are still trending up. That is the good news. And like I said from earlier, we've got till about the beginning of June, like the first week of June, and I mean, this might not be an exact date, but I'm showing like the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. This would be the time to decide what Bitcoin is going to do. And guys, from here, this is where you need a plan. If Bitcoin breaks down, you should have a plan in place for what's going to happen. If Bitcoin breaks up, you should have a plan in place for if that happens. These are just things to keep in mind, guys, as the price, bounces back and forth, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's been, kind of sideways. It's just a bunch of chop here. So, it's this little bit of decline. It's not heralding anything. It's not telling us, oh, the price is going to just dump, or this is the dump we need before we correct and bounce up. It's, in my opinion, guys, this is just manipulation. But that's for another episode altogether. And guys, just keep an eye on it. And if Bitcoin does decide to dump, have your plan in place and stick to your plan. If it does bounce and head to the moon, I hope you have a plan in place and stick to the plan. And guys, with that in mind, that's going to do it for today's video. If you're still with me after all this time, hit that subscribe button, as I try to post a video every single day, Monday through Friday. If you learned anything today, hit that like button and share it with a friend. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.